Today, we're going to talk about how to win the search game in 2025, everything to do with Google, AI, and what's next for search engines. So, for the first part of this talk, I'm going to talk to you about how Google and AI search engines are reshaping online visibility. I'm also going to talk about some tactical ways to help get you featured in AI overviews and in AI answers. And we're also going to finally cover some practical steps on how you can implement this for your brand and future-proof your content and search strategy for the months and years to come. So why? Why does AI search matter, even if you wish it didn't? I've been around in the search game for a long time, over 10 years now. And I remember when Google first launched featured snippets in 2014, everyone said SEO was dead. Fast forward to 2025, and now it's the same thing with AI search. And even though all of the skeptics will try to say that AI search is dead, the reality is it's driving more visibility, it's driving direct leads, and it's driving more revenue than ever. And it's providing your customers or your potential customers a new avenue to find you. AI search is growing much more quickly than we expected, even though Google still takes up a significant share of search engine traffic, and it even grew 21% last year. What we're finding is that ChatGPT, at the time of the recording of this video, is only taking up a 0.25% market share at the moment, but that is increasing day by day. And what we're finding is for every one search that people make from Google, people will make 8 searches on AI engines such as ChatGPT. So, what are the key differences between AI search engines and traditional search? Well, traditional search is what we call deterministic, classic search. The results from classic search reflect exactly what's on a web page, whereas AI search is probabilistic. So what this means is that LLM reasoning chains, they will interpret, synthesize, and generate answers based on what it thinks is the best result. So if we compare this, we have traditional trust search, which is more like a database and a bookshelf. So you store information in books, and when you need something, you look it up exactly as it was written. With LLMs, they work more like a human brain. They don't remember exact text, but rather concepts and relationships, which make it good at generalizing, but sometimes prone to errors. AI search engines algorithms are publicly stated. You can find information about them on their OpenAI patents and all the publicly available information online. So basically how these OpenAI algorithms work is through what's called NER and knowledge graphs. So what they do is they identify key people, places, brands, concepts, and from that, they're able to build together knowledge graphs that link this information together, create context, and then from there, provide an actual web of information that's all interlinked and helps return the results based on whatever query it is that you're typing. Good example of this is, for example, if you type into ChatGPT, who won Wimbledon in 2016? For those of you that don't know, Serena Williams won her 7th Wimbledon title on July the 10th, 2016. Andy Murray won the men's. So what this NER will do is it will highlight the main things. So Serena Williams is a person, Wimbledon is the event, 7th Wimbledon title is an event that happens, and then July the 10th, that's the day. From then, what it will do, it will piece that information together, build that graph, show them how they relate together, and from there, enable smart, context-aware AI responses that bring that result back to what you're seeing here. So, bringing that all together, what will happen when returning information from an AI search engine is that once you type in your query, it will use entity signals like brand reputation, popularity, context, think multiple publications talking about the same topic. It will then weigh those websites based on their authority and their relevance. And it will also use other algorithmic indicators such as Bing's entity recognition. So what that means is social signals, engagement, the amount of times a topic is shared or commented on, All of that's pulled in together in order to help retrieve and show the results that we're talking about now. So if we're talking about the key takeaways from how these knowledge graphs work, what these AI platforms do is they cite different sources. They use trusted media websites such as Reddit, call that trusted if you like, but Forbes, BBC News, all those top tier publications are key for AI citations. But as well as having those authoritative links and mentions, you also need to make sure that the information on the website where you're getting this data from is also structured in a way that search engines are able to understand. So that brings me on to explaining some tactical ways you can get featured in AI answers and AI overviews. Tip 1. LLM seeding. Now, what is LLM seeding? If we're talking about things like discussions in forums, brand mentions in top tier media, Wikipedia articles, we can use software or we can manually search what prompts are triggering and how it's related to the sources that trigger that prompt. We can then look in detail, like where those prompts are being sourced from. And from there, we can help influence these results by inserting our own content within these publications, whether that's Reddit, whether that's an article in Forbes. We can create content around that. And from there, help influence the results based on what it's already pulling its sources from. If we're looking at examples here for eSIM reviews, you're probably not going to get a link from your client's competitor. You can see here some actual brands featured here, but if you look, Nomadic Matt's travel site, probably reach out to that. They'll give you a bit of a link. If you can get a Wikipedia creative for your brand or your client, that will really help. Or also just piecing yourself in the conversation on Reddit, fairly straightforward to do. So in essence, what we need to be doing here is A, finding the citations using either software or doing it manually. We then need to be creating the content, whether that's creating content ourselves or whether that's actually outreaching to journalists, third-party publications and getting our brand features. From there, the AI will scrape and index that content and eventually and hopefully cite your brand within those AI search results. You can track this both manually and you can also track it within Google Analytics. Tip number 2, brand mentions. So if we're talking about the type of publications that are getting cited as sources in AI search, we're looking at the big ones here. Forbes, New York Times, MSM, all these big top tier publications. If you can get them talking about your brand, linking to your website, naming your brand on their website, then that's going to be able to help influence the AI search results. As you can see from this example here, we're still talking about eSIMs. We can either reach out to these publications and try and get them featured. If it's something like a review, comparison, or a listicle, they're most likely going to charge you for this. That's very, very normal. But if you wanted to do something actually a little bit more creative and try and earn this media without having to pay tens of thousands to get featured in Forbes, you can just create stories that these publications want to publish, like this example here, and just make sure that your client's brand name is included in there with context as well. So here you can see in this example for our client, we created a campaign which generated over 100 links with the top 50 biggest tourist traps for 2025. This was able to pick up lots of top tier coverage in worldwide publications. And within this content, we named our brand, we named what they did. So this gives contextually relevant articles in order to basically tell AI search engines what you're about and what to rank you for. And what we're able to see from here is that we could drive those brand mentions. We could increase the traffic and visibility in things like AI overviews, ChatGPT, and traditional search results, increase the rankings, increase the traffic, job done. And then you carry on, rinse and repeat. So that's the second tip. The third tip, site optimization and authority building. There's a number of different ways you can do this on your website. Basically, what you want to be doing is telling the AI what your product is about and how you can be ranking for it. So how do you do that? Explicitly name brand, products, locations, people in natural language throughout your content. Use things like schema, structured data to reinforce these entities. tell the search engines what your page is about, not just on the page, but also in the data and how it's read. Use clear subheadings, H2s, H3s, avoid unbroken paragraphs, and just make sure things like your name, address, phone number are consistent across the web. If you've updated your phone number, make sure that's updated across all of your different platforms. Same with your address. You're just going to be sending misleading signals to search engines otherwise, and they're just not going to pick up on your business. We've launched a couple of guides on this. They're completely free. You can find them on our website. They will hopefully give you a bit more direction. But the bottom line here is that you need to think of optimizing for LLMs like creating content that teaches a machine. So clarity, structured data, entity linking, strong topical authority. These are your biggest levers, and this is how you're going to be able to outrank the competition. So seeing this in action, we actually worked with one of our clients recently where they had a problem where basically all of their website content was thin, AI written content, not just across the key landing pages, but across the whole website. This meant that they had weak visibility in US markets and also low presence in AI search environments like ChatGPT. What we were able to do was rewrite that content in an AI search engine friendly manner. Human first, expert led travel content that aligned with user intent and booking behavior. We optimized the site with everything that we've been talking about in this presentation. And we were also able to earn them over 150 pieces of coverage in top tier media from publications such as Forbes, Time Out, and The Express. Now, what this helped do, it helped influence results in AI search. It helped increase bookings, clicks, search impressions across AI search engines and traditional search. We were able to triple and quadruple the number of clicks through to the website, increase the AI traffic, and also increase the revenue from AI search engines such as ChatGPT as well. It's real simple. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel here. We need to make sure from a technical perspective, the website can be read by AI search engines. We need to make sure the content is written for humans. And we also need to make sure we've got that authority through the brand mentions, the coverage, and the links in order to make sure we're consistently outranking our competitors. So if you're wondering what you can be doing for your website, if you're even appearing in AI search, or even if you're struggling with your traditional search, what we're offering at Minty is a completely free site audit for any of our viewers. What we'll do is we'll spot some free opportunities for you to rank in traditional and AI search. We'll take a look into some of your competitors and we'll give you some actionable insights on how you can increase traffic to your website today. All you need to do is just sign up whilst the offer is available, and we'll get back to you within around 3 to 5 business days.